Hello, and welcome to Killing Time. This is the show that searches for entertainment that does not suck. My name, as always, is Iyaz Akhtar, and with me, I wrote this down. He is the man to never lose a job, the guy who refuses to own a key fob, the host who has no known connection to the mob, can outdo a raptor in turning a doorknob. If he breaks your heart, you'll sob. Just Bob.
Wow. Excellent. Well done. Well, I'm impressed.
Yes, sometimes I have some stupid thoughts and I wrote them down, and this is just some of it. There's more. There's a lot more coming from that. So now your nicknames or your intros are going to get more fun, more rhyming, because I've got nothing planned for this episode because I haven't watched anything new other than like We Bare Bears, some kids shows, and I watched a comedy special that's coming out on Friday, which I don't know if I can talk about it. So there's that.
We have Voltron coming out on Friday.
That is true. A 7th season. I've heard good things about it. And
and maybe since you have been watching child shows, that could be the child show you watch.
That's true. And also, we got to publish the episode with our extremely late season 6, Orange is the New Black,
Yes.
why you should watch it and why you shouldn't. So that'll be coming out soon. I know that you have seen a show or a movie called Like Father, starring
On Netflix.
the Kristen Bell and Kelsey Grammer.
Yes, Seth Rogen as well.
Oh, I thought he just had a bit part.
It is a bit part, but he's in it more than I thought he would be. I thought he was like one scene, but he was actually in it throughout the movie, on and off.
Now, I've seen the trailer for this, and we're running the trailer right now, and Netflix usually does not give us the content management issues. From what I've seen, and it's just a trailer, it's an estranged father who ends up on the honeymoon of his daughter, who
was
stood up.
left at the altar.
Yeah, so
Yep.
she somehow drunkenly invites her father, and then hilarity would ensue, I'd assume.
Not hilarity.
Oh.
It's more of a drama. It's a dramedy. It's more of a drama than it is a comedy. It's more about a father and daughter reconnecting, and it has some touching moments, so to speak. The biggest thing I thought about halfway through, this was the best ad for Royal Caribbean cruises I've ever seen in my life. It's just a 2-hour, once they get to the cruise, you just, it's like almost like they're trying to sell the cruise experience to you. Yeah, go on a cruise with your father, you can reconnect, blah, 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 blah. Yeah.
That does not sound like a great idea. Every time I think of a cruise, I think you're trapped with a bunch of people you might not want to be with, and your food supplies are limited and are rapidly aging.
True. But anyway, it was okay. I'm not going to say it was amazing. It was good to see Kelsey Grammer and Kristen Bell. They had awesome chemistry together. She's absolutely adorable, like she is in everything she does. The only thing I could say is Netflix seems to do their shows a lot better than they do their movies. We've talked about some of their movies before, and we've usually been disappointed. In this one, it wasn't bad, but I expected so much more from it.
Yeah, I
thought it was going to be funnier, and it was kind of, the trailer made it look like it was going to be funny, and a lot of the funnier things were shown in the trailer, whereas the rest of the movie had a lot of heart, but it wasn't what I expected.
Yeah, Netflix original movies, and I think the last one that was of major notice was the Cloverfield Paradox, which was craptacular in so many different ways. Then we've got Like Father, which I haven't seen. So do you think I need to watch this movie, or is it passable? Can it pass the time? Is it so bad that it's good, or is it just kind of like,
no, it's in the background, you're doing something else.
Oh, that's a shame.
Playing. Yeah, that's about the level I'd put this at. Like I said, I really wanted to like it too, and you know me, I try and like bad things. It just, like I said, I think it was just marketed wrong. It had more of a, indie movie feel to it, of a father and daughter reconnecting in a kind of funny way.
Oh, you know what I saw? You've probably seen this movie. It's called 2001: A Space Odyssey.
yeah, it's just a little movie. It wasn't a big deal.
Okay, so there's a restoration happening with Christopher Nolan. He's taking the prints. He's remastering everything. It's going to have a limited run in late August. Same week as Dark Knight coming out again, and I'm going to go see that as well. Again. Anyway, so I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey knowing nothing about it. Okay, I know it sounds crazy, 2001: A Space Odyssey, the Kubrick movie. I've seen so much of it on The Simpsons.
Well, it's part of popular culture. I mean, for the last 40 years. But what did you think, honestly?
I don't know what the hell I watched. I'm sitting there. So, like, look, we go to Alamo, and they say to us, hey, this is as close as it's going to get to the original 1968 film. What's going to happen is there's going to be 3 minutes of audio. Don't worry. It's supposed to have an overture before we start. The movie will start. There will be an intermission for 15 minutes. When we come back, there will be another 3-minute overture. The movie will continue. And after the credits, there will also be an overture. I'm like, okay. We sit there, I'm watching this, and I'm just waiting for a plot to develop, which I don't recall getting.
No. Now, what did you think visually?
Oh, it's beautiful.
It's gorgeous, right? That's what I think. It's a gorgeously shot movie. I mean, Kubrick was weird, but man, the guy knew how to shoot a movie.
Not only is it beautiful, but the effects at the time are spectacular. It looks amazing. Some of this floating effects, the rotating rooms, the trivia on it actually was really interesting to me. Like, there's a floating pen scene, and the way they did it is they had to hold a piece of glass, the pen like taped to it, and the flight attendant had to take it off of there. It just felt like it was made to confuse. It's like, here you go. Here's a story. Here's how this is going to go. There's going to be a space baby at the end. There's time travel. There's stargates. There's the dawn of man. There's this giant chocolate bar, the monolith, which is available elsewhere. And I'm just like, okay, I need to watch this movie a bunch of times to maybe understand how to appreciate it. Because the first time I saw it, I was just like, I'm seeing this in 70 millimeter. It looks huge. It's amazing looking. What the hell did I watch? What did I watch? It's rated so highly, but what did I watch?
Plot-wise, yes. And it could definitely get a little confusing. I've only seen it once or twice. I mean, it's not something I really rewatched a lot. But I do have to say, I like the idea of putting intermissions back in some of these longer movies.
Before we discuss intermissions, we're going to have a little one of our own. Thanks to our patrons at patreon.com/Iyaz. These fine folks are pledging enough that they get video credit. Thank you, Joe, Michelle, Paul, Alan, and Radford for supporting our show. If you want to support the show, you go to patreon.com/Iyaz, and you can pledge a certain amount of money, and good things happen. If you hate this show and you think, Iyaz, you idiot, you didn't like 2001: A Space Odyssey, join patreon.com/Iyaz. Pay us more money just to show how much you hate us. Okay?
I like it.
Sounds good? All right. Well, thank you, though, seriously, to everybody who has supported this show. And it's now, I think, what would it be, 10 years plus now? Or 11, 12, something like that. It's been going on for like 55,000 years, as is the runtime of 2001: A Space Odyssey. Intermissions would be wonderful. Wonderful in some of these movies. DC movies, I'm looking at you. I wouldn't mind if they're like, look, we have a 5-hour story to tell. All right? What we'll do is every hour we'll show you a skip intro button or next episode button, like it's Netflix. And I will totally be fine with it. I don't know why that works. As long as you end every 44 minutes, I'm fine with that. What's wrong with that? Nothing wrong with that.
No problem.
You ever do that where you're like, I'm going to watch this movie? You're like, oh, no, it's about 3 hours. Oh, I'll just sit and watch Netflix. And then like 4 hours later, you're like,
I could have watched the 3-hour movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's the same show you're watching. So like it's progressing forward at a slower rate than the movie would have.
Well, because you feel like you have an out. You feel like, okay, I don't have to be completely invested. But you start a 3-hour movie, you feel you have to invest.
I would bet that I'm going to technically like 2001: A Space Odyssey more than Like Father, but I might actually understand Like Father better.
Like Father has a very easy plot to understand. You will get it.
I read so much trivia on 2001: A Space Odyssey after viewing the film. I then went to other sites to find out, what did this movie mean? And I want to find out, maybe I can find an online film course to find out what exactly this contributed in the time it was made. Because it's 68. And some of these people in the theater were like, you see all the Star Wars shots in there? And I'm like, no, wait a second. No.
68. No, this is 9 years before that.
This predates it. it does have, like, I could see, like, oh, that totally looks like it's Spaceballs. I keep wanting to say Mega Maid, and you're not supposed to do that because you're an adult, right? But due to the fact it's so influential, it's been everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's been parodied so much that at this point it might be one of those, have I seen too much of it to appreciate it? Am I too old now? Is there a certain age cutoff where you're like, you better see this before you see all the other parodies? Or like seeing The Matrix when it happened versus all the other crap that copied it. And then you're like, oh, that wasn't special. They all look like that.
The kid who watches The Matrix now will never have that experience we had when we saw that together in the movie theater. That was insane.
20 minutes of what are we watching? Why is everybody green? What's happening? Yeah. Oh, okay. Didn't see that coming.
No. And then the rest of the movie just, being like, what the?
Yeah.
Beep. Yeah.
Different world, different time. I think that maybe I will take a course just on this because I didn't get it. And I'm really sorry to admit that, but I'm not going to lie to you guys. I say if you can see it at Alamo or IMAX, I'm really curious how Christopher Nolan's going to clean it up because there were a lot of burns on the actual film. You could see a lot of the film grading on this thing. Like you could see honestly, just bad film. Like literally the film, it's a little bit crappy, which I think is awesome because that's exactly what they would have seen.
Right.
But I'm curious to see the IMAX version. I don't know if I'll actually go and see it again. Maybe I'll watch it on television, see if I can understand what's happening. But let me know somewhere, like in the YouTube comments or like on Twitter. I'm at Iyaz, and you can say, I don't get it either, or I get it. Just let me know because I would love to know your opinion on this movie. You've only seen it a couple of times. So do you remember fondly? You look back on that, you're like, yeah, that was amazing. Or were you like, I was too young to understand it?
Too young to understand it. I was only, first viewing, I think I was 11 or 12. And the whole thing was right over my head. I knew it looked cool.
Yeah. And it's rated G, by the way. Which I thought about. I'm like, oh, we'll take Aldrin, my 8-year-old, with me. It's like, I'm kind of glad we didn't because the patience level, I was running out of patience.
He'd be bored. He'd be really bored.
I have no patience anyway, but I'm an adult, so I try to sit there. But otherwise, like I was saying, as I'm watching this, I'm going, Mega Maid! Mega in my head, and I can't stop yelling Mega. She's gone from suck to blow. And it is inappropriate for the film, but these scenes have been parodied so much.
Yeah.
Like other kids saying, see the Star Wars shots? Still love that. It's like, okay, at least I had the timing right of, this predates this. I get it. Yeah. I want to see the sequel, 2010. I didn't know there was a sequel. I don't know where that goes.
I have never seen the sequel.
But it's real, and I'm going to see it and then go, what did I watch? Again. So if you're looking for entertainment that doesn't suck, we hope this was it. If you want to watch 2001: A Space Odyssey, it's about 3 hours long. Enjoy that. If you want to watch Like Father, it takes about, I think, 90 minutes.
90 minutes. Yeah, it's a quick movie.
If there's anything good about it, it's quick. It's like 2001 Space Odyssey. If there's anything good about it, it's beautiful. And the effects are amazing.
Yeah.
Otherwise, the plot is somewhere in there. That's what I'm going to go with on that. With that, subscribe to the show on YouTube and our podcast, because that's available without ads or any of that other stuff. You can get the audio feed. You can get the video feed. Knock yourself out at killingtime.tv. We're going to get out of here. We'll see everybody next time.